The Beef and Barnsey Show, brought to you by Bowlersmart.com, trusted by bowlers around the world since 2004. By Lightning Strikes Bowl, home of Bowlers Mart Pro Shop. By Platinum Ford, drive the difference. By Fire Lake Bowling Center, 24 state-of-the-art lanes. By True Grit Coatings, drive on our passion. By Road to Grit, king of them all. By 900 Global, striking worldwide.
Good morning and welcome back to the Beef and Barnsey Show. I am, of course, Barnsey, joined by the inimitable Beef Stew. How are you?
Pretty good. Yeah, doing pretty well. How about yourself?
Good. Got up at 4 a.m. to watch Ryan Bull in Hong Kong, and IBF, who never fails to disappoint even when the expectations are low. Came in hot once again. 10 months ago, they had trouble with streaming, and they did apparently nothing since then. So there was no streaming for C Squad. Fortunately,
to be honest,
Packy.
When I went and looked, there was no streaming for the other squads either, because you watched 2 shots and then it stopped.
Buffered.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I watched Bermuda's feed for a little while, and then Packy put up a feed.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I mean, it was worth the wait. It finished up about 2 hours ago, and Ryan had a big last game to get in. Only he and Packy made it. Andrew Anderson was first out, and speaking to someone who has a lot of experience in the international game, has a few gold medals over the years here and there, a few more as a coach. Who would have thought? And I guess I haven't seen it. Facebook's actually, I don't think they've actually announced the 6 through 10 yet, but
no.
Bring on the stage someone who we think he's definitely in the top 10. We just don't know if it's top 5 or 6 through 10. Mika Koivuniemi.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. We had to get you on because we were looking at this list, and you were convinced that you're much lower on this list than I'm convinced you are. So,
yeah, it's difficult to say. Of course, it's so difficult to find all those facts because the PBA website is not what it used to be. There's a couple of surprises for me already on the list, and when I was thinking ahead, I was thinking I might have it close to 10. And 2 guys I was thinking will be ahead me. They're behind me. So it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, they did put out an honorable mention list, which was interesting. And it addressed some of the things that you're like, well, how come this guy? How come that guy? And probably the most notable, like Doug Kent, who had more than a few majors in there. You had Mike Fagan, who certainly was on his way to a much higher point on the list before he went on to make real money. And then Robert Smith, who looked like he could end up anywhere on this list at one point in time.
Yeah, a couple of people saying it's a little hard to hear Mika. Hey, Mika, have you thought about, can you maybe take the headphones out completely? And see if that works. Just unplug it.
Can you hear me now better?
Yeah, I think so.
Actually, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it might be a little bit echoey, but we can hear you twice rather than no times.
Okay.
Yeah. I actually found it kind of interesting looking at that list that Frankie and Doug Kent are actually going to be quite similar in a lot of ways. They had really big hit ratios, if you know what I mean, from not as many shows as you think they would have made. I was quite surprised. I thought Frankie would have had a few more shows than that. But 3 majors from 6 appearances is pretty good clip.
That's pretty crazy.
I think he's only made the US Open ladder twice and won it both times. And when I say only, when you've won it twice, it's kind of amazing to have only made it twice.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, the odds of that are pretty unlikely. So yeah, I actually had forgotten about Doug, to be honest, when they were doing those lists. That really actually did surprise me that he didn't. Like, if you told me that Prather and Andrew Anderson would have been ahead of Doug Kent on that list, I would have been quite surprised. Like,
yeah, it did. I mean, his career spanned over such a long period, and really didn't bowl very much, I guess, of that.
Yeah, he did retire much earlier than I did, or Chris. So, but he still has play of the year during that time. So.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying, and he did win, I think 3 majors. So, yeah, I was kind of surprised, but yeah. So you think on this list, Mika, that you like when you were thinking about it, you were thinking about yourself at about 9.
After I see 11 to 16, I was thinking I'll probably be 9. I hope I will be ahead for O'Neill, but
I think you'll be ahead of O'Neill and Rash.
Yeah, Rash has he has 1 play of the year. I don't know how many shows he made.
Yeah, I
haven't bowled for 10 years, so there's a lot of shows. I'm sure for Rash for last 10 years.
Yeah, but there hasn't, to be honest, there hasn't been that many shows, period. Like there's way less tournaments now.
Right.
So, and like Sean's been bowling remarkably well considering how beat up he's been.
True.
So, I think if they'd have done this list 5 years ago, Bill wouldn't have even been close to Sean.
Right.
But he's caught up quite a bit. I also think in hindsight, when they were doing this list, I think that they could have added points for the Rookie of the Year award as well. It just like as something that could have been in it as well. But like I say, I'm not criticized. I think it's cool that Nolan did this, and given how difficult a lot of these things are to.
Can you imagine how much time he spent and had to take?
Like trying to work out, and like and how easy it would be to forget one player, and then all the list is like skew whiff, so to speak. Be pretty funny if he has the troll factor and just ignored Belmont on the list, and we forgot somebody.
Yeah, that'd be funny, actually.
Yeah, because when I was doing it with Barnes, I said that I think what were they, about 140 points or something to make the top 10, and I think that Belmo's at about 420.
That's crazy how many points he will have there.
Yeah, well, 7 player of the year and 15 majors is like, that's quite a lot. And then he has the extra titles, and then I mean, it felt like he made every major show for about 5 years in a row.
Right.
Like, I mean, the only one he wasn't making for a while was the Masters, and then he won it 3 times in a row. So, yeah.
But
the Aggie,
for sure, it's great that they do this list. How they do the points, I don't think there's not a perfect way to do it, but at least there is some system on it. So we can
100%
argue for a couple of things, but at least there's something we can debate and see how people did last 25 years.
Yeah, I mean, these things are always they're always talking points. How we've ended up occupying 2 shows with it, so that's more interesting than most of the things that have been going on in the bowling world. Are you bowling much?
I start to bowl again a little bit more, and I will bowl a couple of regionals here. I'm actually going to bowl the doubles with Andrew Anderson in Houston in December, what we won last year. Then I will go for the Brunswick Bowmaster Open in January. So I'll be starting to practice again, bowling league once a week. And actually, I also signed a ball company for next year, so I'm going to be a little bit more motivation to bowl more and do stuff like that. So
was that a hint then with motivation?
No, it's not the motivation. It's the Brunswick.
No.
Okay, well, that's good. The with the ball master, I quit bowling that tournament a long time ago, and most of it was to do with the fact that, like, well, I couldn't beat the Finnish guys, but now it's really just that I can't beat the lefties. Because that's what it's kind of, unfortunately, the last few years, it feels like it's a urethane and lefty fest like everything else in Europe. Have you got your urethane prepared?
I still have my green pin purple hammer, so
Okay.
I
So
am as prepared I can be, but
yeah,
I still lack for the rev rate.
yeah, but you have
But yeah,
to.
it's tournament has always been great tournament, and all over the years I've been bowling lefties with that format usually do well. They change a little bit the format, but still lefties usually do well there. So, but there's also righties who has won it.
Yeah, no, for sure. I remember years ago. How many years ago was it? They had like was it the 40th anniversary? They did the big prize fund, and Viertonen came up to me and he's like, "Oh, you should come. It's 25,000 on top." And I said, "Who cares what first is?" And he said, "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, do I look like I've ever got close to finishing first? Why would I care what first prize is?" Oh dear. I remember I bowled one tournament in Finland. It was Paki's father's memorial tournament.
Yeah.
And it was the first time I'd ever seen Helsinki without it being totally white. So I didn't know where anything was because I had no landmarks, because it's always just white whenever I'd been. And I remember that I made it to the Sunday, and it was, I think, the 5th time I'd been to Finland, and it was the first time I'd ever bowled on a Sunday.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
I made the cut twice in the Ballmaster, and both times they had the first round the year I did it on the Saturday night.
Yeah.
And I didn't make it to the second round of the finals. So they had Yari had a chair prepared for me, and it said Stu's Sunday seat. Oh dear.
Lynn says, "Hello, Major Mika. Hope your boss is okay with you not being at work today. Love my evil queen candles."
I am at the work right now, but I just occupied one of the office room, and I think it's really busy here today because all the Black Friday sales. So if I was the employee, I would probably get fired.
Good thing she doesn't have to pay you, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, hard to fire someone you don't pay.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, Mika's daughter owns the company that's scrolling across the bottom, Evil Queen, and they have a big Black Friday sale. And I can speak for us; we have plenty of them, so we're big fans.
Yes, thank you.
Just in case Doherty's watching. Oh dear.
I know all the records are made to be broken, but not that one.
That's funny. Yeah, there's a DiMaggio's 56 game hit streak, and whatever the guys the most games, and Mika beating Doherty.
Yeah, Ty Cobb and that. That's yeah.
And in cricket, there's one as well for the highest average that will never be beaten.
Right.
I
don't think we need to talk about this.
We don't. I didn't bring it up. I'm just saying.
No, somehow you find that anyway. Messages.
For any of the people who've lived under a rock and not seen this, at the height of their powers, Chris and Mika were playing each other about every week on the PBA tour. And unfortunately for Mika, every time he managed to make a bet with Chris, it didn't work out so good for him. Did you ever win one of these, Mika?
Not when we had a bet. I think I won everything before we started betting, but then I lost everything after that.
Yeah, the record's not that much different overall, but it was unfortunate, the timing.
Yeah.
For him. So.
For him. I don't know whether it was extra motivation for Barnes or extra pressure for you.
Yeah.
So you had a couple of shirt bets and a pair of pants bet.
Yeah, first one was like a pants bet. First one was like a color to hair, but that was like not really the first one, but it was. And then we started making first a pants bet, and Chris didn't do too crazy that time, but the shirt bets has been a little bit more crazy
Aggressive.
in my mind.
The pants was like a pair of like Rodney Dangerfield pants or something. That was kind of before all the colors and stuff that wasn't out there. But yeah, there's a couple of jerseys. One was the back of it was a Swedish hockey jersey, and the front of it was butterflies and rainbows and bunnies and
My Little Pony.
Yeah, that was kind of bad shirt. I have to say that.
But wasn't there a thing like you had to wear it in every pro-am till you made a show?
Yes, that was the first time we said that you have to wear them every pro-am before you make the show. And when the shirt was ready, it was the Masters week, and Chris gave it to me, and I had to wear it in pro-am, even I didn't like it. And I made the cut in the Masters. I lost my first match round, but I find a way to make the show, so I didn't have to wear it again.
See, that's when you know, like, if some of the guys did that now, we'd be wearing them for like years.
Yeah, he wore it 1 week. He wore it on the show that week, and then he didn't even keep it around for posterity. He sold it immediately.
Yeah, no, we sold it for the charity, I guess.
Yeah, we did to charity at the time.
Thanks, Glenn. He says, thank you. Great show and happy Thanksgiving to all. Yeah, thanks, Glenn. Thanks for being part of it. We appreciate you.
Mika, is there a major difference between bowling in Finland and the U.S.?
I think when I first came over here, 90s, there was not so much internet. There was not so much information easily to find like nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
But how the people think, how the people see the lanes and what they're looking for, that was quite different back then. I think nowadays bowling around the world is much, much closer to everybody in the world.
Yeah, everybody uses the same ball now.
Especially now in Europe, everybody using the purple ball, and that's how our sport's going on right now. Same thing in Asia and Middle East right now. I think US is still a little bit behind with that.
Yeah.
But I guess like
shockingly,
junior gold is start to be that nowadays.
Oh yeah, no, junior gold is very much that way.
I think when I first came, I got so bored with being asked that question. I heard Belmo, somebody asked Belmo if they had the internet in Australia, and Belmo goes, "What?" and started messing with them. So then I did the Ishmael type thing from Kingpin, and they said, "Is bowling much different?" And I said, "Yeah, I couldn't believe how short your lanes were when we got here. They're way longer in England. Making spares in England is way harder. Like, I can't believe how much shorter the lanes are here." Yeah. And the guy's like, "Really?" And I was like, "Oh yeah,
yeah.
I can barely see the pins."
Yeah. So people ask after that, that's why your follow-through is so short.
Oh god, you just can't help it though, can you? Like when specifically and it's always the American person who's so friendly who asks the question like that. Like,
right,
they're like so friendly and so patronizing all at the same time.
Yeah, just not at all in tune with what happens around the rest of the world.
Yeah, we have running water as well. We don't have to go outside to shit.
To be fair, when I go to Asia or even Europe and you go, "Oh, Texas. So do you have your own horse?" Well, no.
What's even better is when they ask somebody who does, and they're like, "Well, no, well, yes, but no."
Yeah. So everybody carries. So you have your own gun too, right? Like, okay. Okay.
Oh look, so Christian's been keeping track of it. He says,
Oh.
let's not forget that Mika lost a bet 3 times.
Yeah.
08 when he dyed his hair. Man, he's the documentary crew here.
Yeah.
09 and 13.
Yeah. That,
Documentary crew.
And then 2025.
all through, yes.
And then Christian fired in again. He's Chris's biggest fan here. The 2013 Masters jersey was from 2012 World Bowling Tour Finals in Vegas when Barnsley won against Mika. Am I right?
Yeah. Can you tell who was luckier with that match? Maybe he remembers that too. I do.
Hey, I only remember the year before's match.
Yeah.
When you decided to make some alterations to the front part of the lane.
It worked. It worked.
It did work. That we were talking about that a couple of weeks ago about the defense in bowling and Mika attacking his ball with sanding discs. It was a fun time. Of all the things, of all the places you bowled, not necessarily in the States, when you've gone round the world, how many times have you seen just stuff that's just been like incredible? Like, for example, Timmy has a story about bowling where every time they were fouling, but nobody cared. Like, just whatever. It was like the guy's fouling, and Frawley ended up walking halfway down the lane to shoot the spare because he finally got pissed off enough. And of course, Timmy was his horse.
Right.
And Frawley walked right down the middle of the lane and threw his ball from 40 feet. And they came over. What are you doing? Well, I only fouled by a little bit.
Yeah. I heard that story.
Yeah.
I see many places the foul lines are not on. And they don't really care, especially if their own guys are doing well.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever?
I always want to play by the rules. It
Yeah.
kind of bothers me, but what you can do in the end.
No, for sure. I mean, but did you ever bowl like in any of the tournaments where you were bowling like almost exclusively against the spinners?
Yes, early 90s in Asia, there was a couple of places. After the first day, you didn't have a chance. Back then, Kegel was not around the world yet, and the lanes were done how they were done, and Kent Paul, like Chris said, that's like place there's no way to beat them in Malaysia, and kind of like stop going there. Even I get a couple of invitations there. There's no reason to go. I think only time I see some lefty winning or the spinner at that building.
Yeah, it's kind of like there's sometimes when I feel like bowling's become a little bit boring because it's a bit like golf where every course is like, like the fairway is perfect and then the out of bounds is like almost dead, like the line is dead straight for it. It's not
right.
And then you think about how it was before that, where everything was just like absolutely the Wild West. And I think it has made bowling a little more boring as a sport, like because there's way less ways to win. If you watch the guys who are younger bowlers, it's just like almost like they're built in a lab. It's clones.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like it was kind of amazing some of the things that you guys would have seen when you were traveling. I was fortunate when I started traveling, we kind of had like real lane machines already,
Right. And back then there was more wood lanes too. That makes more priority also how the lanes were. If you have a place who haven't resurfaced for a year and a half, I think my loft came out to play pretty well some places. So
yeah, but that's part of it. I think that all the lane surfaces are somewhat similar now. Like it's certainly not like it used to be. Like I always laugh about bowling the Ballmaster and when it was the wood, and like non-Finnish players had no chance of winning when it was the wood. Like basically no chance at all because it was just amazing lane to lane, wasn't it? I mean, that
Right.
was
And also, Dalit ball used to be like hard, soft. The rest of work was like hard, soft, all the wood panels. So I don't think any other place in the world basically didn't have two hard panels and then soft wood panel.
We bowled the Pan American Games in Argentina, and 3 panels were hard.
Oh,
That was interesting.
real bowling.
yeah.
Real bowl. It was real something, but you got an idea of what, like you said, it was the Wild West. You could see anything, kind of anywhere, and yeah, your ball didn't do what you expected to see. There he is. All right.
Snowman doubles is still coming up. Still got a few spots. So that's, I'm telling you, back when you were at your peak, Mika, and you loved bowling everything, the snowman doubles would have been the thing for you.
Oh
God,
I don't even know what it is right now.
they oil by hand, and there isn't a designated pattern. It's just
They've been fairly tight a few of those years.
Yeah, put it this way. Simo bowled the 1 year, and I saw him leave the 5-8-10 3 times in a match.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's absolutely at the point where I say I text every lane guy I know and go, "You caused the 2-handed thing," and they're like, "What do you mean?" I go, "Well, they don't have an advantage here."
Yeah, the 5-8-10, you didn't even blink at it. I mean, nobody went, "Oh!" It was just like, yeah, well,
bad break.
what are you gonna do? You know.
I remember Lavery losing a match. I think it was against Chris. He 5-8-10 in the 8th and 4-9 in the 10th. That's a kick in the pills.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. When it goes one way and then the other. What was the favorite lefty you beat?
All of them, of course, but I don't know. I think I have a great matches against PA. We have that rivalry going for a while. I think that was wild till he beat me in the US Open semis. Till that was fun. And then he really enjoyed after that. But I think that was cool thing, and kind of PPA tried to push that a little bit, and even sometimes before we getting ready for the show, we working our bowling balls in the paddock, and we thought, "You want to do something today? Yeah, let's do something today." And people think we really hated each other. No, I think we all hate everybody when we bowl, but off the lanes, we respect each other as athletes and bowlers, and we were fine. And I really enjoyed those matches.
I don't remember where it was, but I think my favorite tournament was the one where you beat all the lefties and a Zerman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the Bradley ball in where I shoot 300 in a show too.
Yeah. That was. I do not lose to Swedish bowlers.
And I just made it for top 32 then, and I beat him early match, and then Couch was number 1 seed, and I was like 31, and I bowled him in round of 8. I think I have 3 times front 9, won 300 against him in round of 8 match, and next day I bowled 300 him in the show. So I don't think he'd be liking me after that too much.
I don't think he'd be liking you much before it either.
Yeah.
Another tough question for Mika. Did you really cuss and finish on TV? And if so, can you translate it now?
Is the Pope Catholic?
Yeah, it's PPA used to have a fine for $500 every time you say the bad word. So let's say I save at least $5,000.
Oh, please. It was way more than that.
Yeah.
$5,000 a show.
Maybe one show.
Yeah.
I know my wife got the call a couple of times. Why Mika is saying those words in TV from other Finnish people?
I still my mom was watching they had the World Athletic Championships in Finland.
Right.
And the BBC said this, and I think I might have told you this before, but the presenter said, "We've been in Finland for so long, and we've learned that Finnish is a very beautiful language. They don't have any swear words." And that at that point was when I knew that Finland and England were exactly the same. We just speak a different language. They'd managed to convince this stupid woman on the TV that there was no swear words in Finnish. In the Finnish language, there are no swear words, and she said it out loud. And I was just thinking about these guys being in a bar, going, "Oh my god!" Yeah, so that was one of the best times ever. Like, and like my mum said, Finnish is a lot of things, but a beautiful language. It's one of the most horrible to listen to because it's so harsh.
Yeah.
Hello. You suggested a Viking to complement my Gremlin for when the lanes are a little tighter. My Gremlin is currently at 3K. Did it by knocking the shine off. Same with the Viking as well. Yeah, I mean, I would try the Viking first because it's a decent bit stronger. But yeah, I kind of like knocking the surface off a little bit anyway, because once you throw a few shots, it kind of you just get that like glaze of the polish off the very top of the ball. But yes, I definitely think that would make the most sense. Thank you. Hopefully it works out. I got to actually use mine this weekend bowling in Vegas. I bowled the first 3 games and the lanes were very difficult. I had about 615, I think, after 3, and I turned to Tina and I said, "This is just like every regional in the Southwest, except Dio's not here with 700 after 3." And Tina said, "Dio is here. He's over there, but he bowled 150 the first game. He still led."
Oh,
he is honestly, when he feels comfortable, like, and I don't even mean on the lanes, I just mean comfortable in the environment. He is incredible. Like he leads almost every tournament we bowl. It's not like it's not like, oh, he just wins. It's just like he just leads by miles all of the time. I mean,
yeah. I mean, yeah, a little thing Jacob goes on, but the eyeball test, you go, I don't see any reason why this won't keep happening.
Yeah, and he's definitely like economy of effort as well. It's not like when you watch Jacob bowl, you're just like, he's one slip away from his back never working ever again. No, but I mean, like he's got.
Yeah.
You watch Dio, and Dio's like, he's pretty big, like he's pretty tall, like, and he's not doing anything that's like looks like he's putting like loads of twist or torque on his body or any of the rest of it, and you're just like, yeah. He could
Pretty
just
smooth. It's pretty easy. Now he can throw it hard. Used to be only kind of threw it slow. Throws urethane. He throws reactive. It just, I don't really know how he struggled so much last year. But what are your thoughts on that? We don't get a lot of these questions on here. So the Hammer New 2.0.
I don't know. I have not get that ball yet. So
that means he doesn't like it. That's what we're saying with. We're going with that.
Yeah, here we are. We finally got a Brunswick staffer on. They don't even have the balls. Like, what are we doing?
I'm not staff yet.
Okay.
I'm still free till the end of the year. But yeah,
Ryan and I both.
I haven't really any new balls from any company lately. So
yeah. Ryan and I both Packy and Kevin, and they chose that ball to let the throw bot as their, and like, okay, we won. Like, use a ball that carries down and gets sensitive. That's not going to work. The best Swedish bowler in the 80s and 90s.
Oh, that stuff. First of all, because it's Swedish, but
you don't want to give any of them any credit.
I think in the 80s has to be Mats Carson. I end up bowling him right after he came out a tour in Finland a couple of times. He was still great. And 90s, I say Thomas Leanderson. We ball against each other a lot, and one of the greatest guys ever on and off the lanes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Raymond Jansen was also really good, but Thomas could really do about everything. It seemed like he.
Right.
And we didn't go over there a lot. So it's pretty limited how much we get to really see him. But
in my really smaller window with them, if Thomas could have won like Linus won, like Erman won,
right,
he would have almost been like Mika, because Thomas was just, I don't know, he was just unbelievable, but he wasn't like Timmy or like you two, like he didn't just win everything, you know.
No. Thomas won a lot of stuff in Europe too. It's
but what I mean is, it wasn't like that killer, like when Linus had that really, it wasn't that long a run, but he just won every single thing. Like any time he was like in the top 10, he ended up winning. It was ridiculous.
Right.
Timmy says Mats Carlson, Lee Anderson, and Jansen.
Yeah.
Bill Green talks about the story in the Super Honkey when you and Nick Massino talked about chopping, and you said no.
Yeah.
Yep.
You not a big chopper, were you, Mika?
No. Yeah, I want to win. That's my main goal. But sometimes you need to think about your financial things too. So
yeah,
it's like in PBA. I don't think ever anybody chopped there. Maybe some of the big
too complicated
tournament where there's a huge difference between first and seconds. There might be some percentage. But
Timmy, Mika, I win.
Lefty's worst nightmare.
Robert, thanks for joining the show. He says, everybody wants to talk about the bet you lost to Barnes about dyeing the hair, Mika. I mean, I
don't think we really make a real bet. Then we talk about it. I think it was the show in, I don't know, in Columbus, I guess, when you really beat me bad there. And then we getting ready for the show. I getting ready for the show for the US Open. And I said, no, I can do it. I can do it or something.
Yeah, we talked about dyeing hair. It was a big thing in Finland right then. The F1 guys were doing it, and we were trying to bleach your hair.
It didn't turn out well.
Like we tried 2 or 3 times, and we got it to orange. Is about all we got it
to. Hey, Chris was crying.
I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't. Yeah.
Chris spent all $5 to go to Walmart and find the cheapest stuff, and.
Yeah, he went in and goes, which one of these will work in the most embarrassingly worst way? This one. I'll take 2.
Just what
and like
hair blonde. All right, this. Okay.
And Chris is like acting like if he'd have thought about it, that's not exactly what he would have done.
Well, just probably put some bleach in there and probably call it good, I imagine. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Might have made his hair fall out though, so didn't want to do that.
Yeah. But I think me and Chris, we had a lot of fun times that, and nobody ever before us, they didn't do too many stuff. So
no, I think it was great. And the fact that people still talk about it now.
Yeah. Even now, yeah.
I mean
20 years later. Yeah.
It's the whole thing about like Rash has done loads of great things in his career, and he's almost most famous for the Belmo thing.
Right.
The original Belmo thing, and then the where's your hometown hero now or whatever it was with Danny Wiseman. But that was fun. Like, people get so like butthurt when they MF you the whole show and they're like booing every time you strike, and then when you win and you give them the business, they get upset. Oh, he shouldn't be able to say that.
Right.
What are you talking about? It's like, Chris apologized to me about that nicely too.
I think she's supposed to be working right now, not listening to this.
Steve says, Mika, do you think if they ask for a chop, it gives you an advantage in the match?
Not necessary. Depends who you bowling. If you are, I don't know. It doesn't happen too often. Anybody asks to chop anyway, so I don't really think about it.
The one really good chop that it turned out, and then even when we were bowling the 10th frame, we were both glad we'd chopped, even though one of us ended up winning, was when I bowled Dom in Qatar. Like, we never had any intention of like bowling. Like, it was, right. I think it was 60,000 maybe in the pot, and we bowled for like $500. Like,
right.
We were rooming together. We had another 3 weeks in the Middle East, like whatever.
Right.
And you know, you always think it's the worst when you chop and then you win, because you're like, God damn it, I'm gonna get... Well, Dom needed to spare the 210 in the 10th, so I'm like, would I have chopped with him knowing that he had to shoot that? Well, at the time he was sparing it at quite a high clip, but would he have wanted the chop rather than like say, well, this is a $20,000 210 spare? I think you'd have probably taken the chop. So it was like, that was what it worked out the absolute best.
Right.
But I remember Timmy was our ball rep at the time, you know, because we were both with Storm at the time for that match. And Timmy comes down and he's like, I think you guys need to bowl to the right. And Dom looked at him and goes, we got this. You can go and sit down. Because me and Dom had bowled a match, I don't know, San Marino, I think. And it ended up 530 to 520 for 2 games. You know, when we broke the lanes down nice. Yeah. Neither of us had any intention of it being like that again. So I think I won my semi-final with like 500, and Dom beat Martin, I think 490 to 480. And then in the final, I think I lost like 388 to 394.
Right.
Like it was the race to the left gutter in practice.
I was just checking to see if PBA has updated their
and they have not.
Doesn't look like it.
No.
Best laid plans.
So are the bets going to continue on the PBA tour? And if so, tutus should be involved. I don't know that Chris wants a part of these bets these days.
No, he's been winning all of them. I'm sure he won.
We had one last year.
Yeah, we had one year before when we bowled each other.
The year before, yeah. And so to kick off this year, I brought the jersey out with me, and it was a picture of basically all the left-handers he's beaten.
Yeah,
that was a fun jersey to have.
Actually, it was fun, sure. That I give it to you. That's actually clever.
It wasn't mean. It was more of a
mean.
I'll give you that. It's actually clever.
That's as nice a compliment as he's ever given me, right there. That's
probably.
Yeah, the problem that Mika's having is he's making every single show. So
yeah.
Chris is only making it when he feels more confident, right, Mika?
Yeah,
you're just there every time.
My first year back, that was kind of that way, but now he figured it out again. So
yeah. Well, it's fun chatting with you guys about all the things that you guys saw around the world. Do you think, I was talking to Chris about this the other day, do you think that some of your like injuries have been caused by how much you guys sat on planes for so long?
Oh, that's a good question. Nobody ever asked that, but
because I think about like Timmy, and like Timmy, obviously the football stuff beforehand, but I can't imagine it was great for him. And then Rash has sat on a plane like a lot.
Right.
And Barnes, obviously quite a lot. And you, and I don't know. I just think that like the total amount of time being on the plane, like, you know, when you've flown a couple of million miles in a plane, I don't know it's necessarily the best option.
It's not good for your body. I had my back problems even before I started really bowling, so it didn't help with that for sure. I calculated 1 year I was sitting inside the plane over 500 hours. Not taking time in the airports. Inside the plane, I was 500 hours a year. So I'm sure that leaves the toll because we don't fly first class. We are bowlers. We try to make money.
Yeah, I mean, even Rash and like his back's like mopped, and like he's probably flown more business class flights than any bowler alive. Maybe him and Parker. But yeah,
the World Bowling Tour coming back maybe didn't help that much from that standpoint. That it takes the weaknesses that you have, and then maybe expands on them a little bit.
Yeah,
Dan has a good idea. Loser gets the hot room at the B&B. This is one of the worst B&B experiences that I think we had.
Yeah, hopefully the worst one.
I don't know, though. It worked.
No, Chris, we've already got that. It can't be worse than the one we had in Chicago, where me and you turned up at the house.
Yeah, and there's somebody living there.
Yeah, and then the guy said, well, I got a couple of rooms if you guys want to stay anyway.
Right. You're driving by, there's like stuff on the porch.
Like, I'm like, what the hell? And we drive around the back, and there's a guy sat on the back porch with his dog smoking a cigarette. And the guy looks at us, and I was like, I'm guessing that Airbnb have been, we actually have a booking for your house. And he's like, you what? And he goes, and he looks at our phone, and he goes, sure as shit, this is the address. He goes, I wonder who's making money out of my house, because it sure isn't me.
Right.
And then he goes, but if you guys want to stay, I've got a couple of rooms.
Nice, but yeah.
We're like, no, we're good. We call, and they took care of it pretty quickly. Like, they got us a hotel, and we actually got a hotel room each, and they were like super good about it. But yeah, that was that was pretty much where I just was like, nah, I'm good with this shit. Like,
we did one in Arkansas. This was the deal. Is it's summer because it's PBA 50 Tour. It was a trios thing.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And so Mika and I got there last, and so never a good strategy at the B&B because you get what's left. Now, to be fair, Dan was kind of sort of in charge of this whole thing, and he took one of the upstairs rooms as well. But it was being remodeled. It was in process of, and so Mika and I were in the two rooms that were the hottest, and Mika's room was an inferno. And it also had a bed that was
5 feet 2 inches long. Yeah.
It didn't work out very good. But he's a little superstitious, and he likes to play the martyr. So he stayed in there the whole time, made the show. And, the heat obviously helped your back.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't the bed.
Yeah. The heat helped his back, but being up all night didn't work out so good for
falling through it. I don't know. It was not great. What is Mika's opinion about two-handed bowlers escalation? Sooner or later we'll eliminate traditional one-handers, and how soon?
Oh, I think as a sport, more and more will be two-handers. Nobody knows what's going to happen in playing condition pins, string pins, what they're going to do. But I don't think as a recreational or league bowling, two-handers will not take over. For me, it seems like two-handers, they even get good or they stay bad. It's not like between bowlers, so many. So how long it will take? 10 years from now, I'm sure 80% of the world level bowlers are two-handers.
I mean, I feel the same way until I look at the PBA tour, and by far and away the best bowler in the world is one-handed.
Right.
So I almost wonder, and I understand that EJ is somewhat of a unicorn. Mm-hmm. Like it's quite, he effectively creates a lot of the things that the two-handers create anyway, you know, rev rate wise and speed wise and everything else. But it does make me wonder a little bit sometimes why there aren't more people trying to emulate what EJ's doing.
Well, I think if you could, we'd all have higher rev rates.
No, I get
Right.
that.
I mean,
But I'm just, when you're starting off is what I'm saying. It's just like, it's just interesting. That's all. Cause he's just like, I guess it's much more of a tip of the hat to him than I guess anybody else. It's a bit like when Pete was doing really well. It wasn't like there was a lot of people who, you know, the ball rep comes and tells you and says, Pete's doing this. Cool. Anything else you want to tell me? Like,
yeah, I can't do that.
Yeah.
So,
you know, like, and maybe that's the ultimate tip of the hat to EJ.
yeah,
you know,
is that nobody's able to effectively create what he's doing and kind of
and nobody's
copycat it.
even really wanted to try, like, because it's like, are you insane? Like, look what he's doing. Like, we're not doing that.
Machuga showed his versatility. It's not only the IHL club, but the IH two-hander club. No,
I mean, I always,
AJ's had silk sheets while you were sleeping in the inferno in the sauna.
Yeah.
It's my favorite. I tell Jesper that all the time. I was like, Jesper, it's a good job that you're really quiet and really a good guy. And he goes, why? And I said, because you are the combination of the most hated possible. I said, you're left-handed, you're two-handed, and you win.
And you throw you at
Can't be a worse combination. And then for Mika, he's Swedish as well. So like, it's worst of all worlds for Mika. Who's your most hated bowler? Well, it would be Jesper, but he's so nice, I can't do it. But he is the epitome of everything I can't stand.
He checks all the boxes. Yeah.
No, actually, people think I hate the left-handers, but I used to love them because I beat them all the time.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Hey, Robert. How you doing?
Hi, Robert.
How did you guys become roommates on tour? Do you have any funny Weber Cup match stories? And why do we not have any more Weber Cups?
9-ball pool is the reason why we don't have any more Weber Cups.
Yeah.
So we can move away from that one.
Right. How we came, I think we both were without a roommate. I think I was for a while by myself after we split with the Healy, and then Brian Smith, he kind of retired, right? And then then we came to roommates. We know each other since mid-90s.
Yeah.
So, and the funny part, I think the second week we bowled for the title when we start the rooming. So that turned out to be okay then. And that was one of those shows we didn't bet anything.
This seems a little bit like PA's answer to when we met his dad and his stepmom, and she said, Patrick, you have friends from all over the world. And he goes, no, I just don't have any friends from America. I ran out. That's what happened to them. When you beat everybody every week, you run out of friends.
Yeah.
Not sure that's the reason why, but
they looked around and they were the only two people left on the dance floor.
Kind of.
It was 2 a.m. So
yeah, 2:10.
Mika, what hobbies do you have off the lanes?
I don't really have any major hobby. Like, I don't play golf. I play a few times some bigger ball, stuff like that. I want to do many sports, but no, I don't really have anything major hobby. I do things that I feel good that day.
Packing candles.
Packing candles, that's kind
You don't get paid for it, so it's a hobby.
Yeah, building the cardboard boxes. Yes, that's my new hobby. Yes. It's been
Yeah.
fun, and I get excited some things for a while, but then I get bored quickly too. So,
Do you think being so good at one thing makes it really hard to want to do something and like suck at it to start with? Do you think
I
that?
think it doesn't matter if I'm good for something. It's like I know how I am. If I put too much effort something, I want to be good. I cannot handle to be just okay, or I want to be good. I want to win. I want to compete. And of course, when I was on a tour, I need to be careful because I had my back problems and what I can do. And for me, just to do something for fun as a sport, it's difficult. That's how my brain works, and always been like I've been always very competitive with anything.
I actually, the amount of people I was around who hurt themselves playing golf was just hilarious. And I was like, I already have really bad ankles and I'm not very good at golf. So I have no real desire to decide to go out and play golf
Right.
when I can fuck myself at bowling.
Yeah.
Like, but at least I in my mind, I could be like, well, that was like the cost of doing business, so to speak. But I just couldn't believe, like, because that's how PA messed his knee up. He was playing golf and twice a day and bowling, back and forth before the World Series. And he messed his knee up doing that. And I just think to myself, like, how much that changed his life trajectory. I've never been making the kind of money he was making, but like after his knee got messed up and he couldn't figure out a way to get it taken care of, he was basically done.
Right. Like I was trying to get better in the golf, and I just started doing a couple of lessons, and then they teach me to use my hips, and I kind of hurt my back, so I decided I will not golf as long as I'm gonna bowl, and I haven't golf after that.
Mika, do you think it was easier to make a show back then than it is now for the players on tour?
I don't think it's ever been easy to make the show, and ever will be. There's always somebody who happened to match for 1 week, but guys who keep making more shows every year, they are good, and it's not gonna be easy then. Yeah, it looks like it's easy to make show for EJ or Belmo or Saimo or a couple of those guys last couple of years, but they are better than anybody else.
Yeah, I think that I think there's less. I think there's more gap now between the top 5 guys than there was previously. Like, and I think some of that is the environment ends up being much more similar. So there's way less specialists now.
Right.
Like, because before, like when you guys were very unique in the, I think you were the first guy to win on all of the letter patterns or animal patterns or whatever to win on each one. But like back in the day, there was a lot of guys like the Trabers or like Eugene or whatever who like were just basically waiting until they could bowl and cheer. Like, they were almost marking the weeks off or until they could bowl that angle. Whereas now it doesn't feel like there's ever like, if you watch game 7 of us bowling, you really wouldn't know what pattern we were bowling on most of the weeks because we're almost in the same spot every week. Like maybe the angle goes a little further to the right on the short pattern, but we're still bowling a similar angle. It's just further right, Whereas when you watch some of those shows, like when before I came out on tour and I was watching them and like, you watch some of those matches on Cheetah and like you'd be watching one match and it's like 2 guys like hammering it straight up and they're bowling 280 and losing. But then like 2 pairs down, you've got a match and it happens to be 2 guys who are only good at the end and they're like all over the place waiting for the lane to break down or whatever. It just doesn't feel like that now. So I think that it's harder for a random guy to make it. And by a random guy, I don't, you know what I mean? Like the non-top 10 guy. but I think it's easier for the guys who are at the top to make it every time because there's way less guys who are competitive because there just isn't like different. There isn't different challenges every time.
Right.
That's how I look at it anyway.
Yeah.
Like,
and the formats are different. I remember when I started on the tour, it was 24-man round robin. And when I started to make those cards, and a couple of weeks I was kind of close, going the last 8-game block. And then the big guys came out and they shoot huge numbers. I was like, how these guys like Voss, Duke, Walter, B, Parker, they bought great last 8 games. And it was like the best way best back then. They find a way to bowl the best block in the last block.
yeah.
So it wasn't still easy to make it because they might not be on the show whole time, but they bought great last 8-game block and made it.
Yeah, I guess for me, like that I was more thinking about when you guys went to the bracket and stuff.
Right.
And you were bowling the bracket every week, but the patterns were like so drastically different that it was like, you know, that there would be some weeks where the top 32, there'd be like, unless you were a really like real PBA nerd, so to speak, there's like 12 or 13 guys in the bracket, and you're like, I don't even know if that guy's right-handed or left-handed. You know, but that doesn't really. Yeah. It's a bit like this World Championships now. They didn't list on the website whether those guys were left-handed or right-handed. So outside of Jesper, like I don't even know if the Danish guy is right-handed or left-handed.
Left.
Well, I was about to say, in my experience, if you're European and I've never heard of you and you do really well, you're almost certainly left-handed. Like, and it's a bit like when you have the Team USA trials, when they do that. When it's a kid that I don't know, there is zero chance they're a one-handed righty. There's just zero chance. Like, but like I say, that's the only thing for me that I think that, like, I don't know what the solution to that is, whether it's because there's too much oil or not enough oil or the wrong balls or the right balls or whatever. But the lane has become way more narrow now. Like it's just we're only using this much of the lane. Like we don't use it over here. Like it's just different. Like I say, it's
different for sure. Yeah.
The World Series, you get to see those like surprise winners, for want of a better description. Like Rasmus won and Darren Ong won. But a lot of that comes from the fact that the World Series, the formats are just shown so much shorter as well. But regardless, it's just there's just way less guys who make one show a year. That just doesn't really happen now. Like it's so different. Whereas like when you guys, and obviously you guys were bowling way more tournaments as well, but I just think that there was way more guys who were like, you know, like somebody like Tim Chris, like who threw it like super, super slow. Well, he could do something that the majority of the field couldn't do. So if he was like crushing them, it wasn't like, you know, him and Kretzer were like, could throw it at like negative miles an hour. Like, but it wasn't like, you know, it wasn't like for that week you were suddenly going to try and throw it 11.
Right.
You were going to find your way to do it. So if that was the best way, you had to make up with shot making and whatever. So, but you just don't see that as much now.
True.
I'm going to have to wrap up here. If you guys want to keep going, you can. Or,
yeah, I think we didn't have too much time to talk about, or not so much talk about that top 10 list, but we all know who are the 10, but before the PBA posting that, it's meaningless talk.
I still think you're more likely to be in the top 5 than you are to be 9th.
I will not be in top 5. I know that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for me, the top Balmo and EJ are obviously going to be 1 and 2.
I think Walter A might be in the mix there too, but
I don't think he's even going to be close, to be honest.
Okay.
Like, because he just lost so much of his career before 2000.
Right.
Because I think he only had 2 Player of the Years, and the Player of the
Only
Year,
2, okay.
2 or 3,
Yeah.
but EJ had 4, and he had more majors.
Yeah.
So, and I think he has more titles in that span as well than Walter.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I feel like those 2 are definitely 1 and 2, and it's really 1, 2.
Yeah.
Because the gap from Belmo to the second is going to be ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then I feel like Walter Ray and Duke
Yeah.
are going to be the next 2. And then I think that
I think it would be Chris. In my mind, it's Chris, but
yeah, but you have an extra 15 points, which is a lot in that, because
but his good years he make much more shows than me.
yeah, and that's where it becomes interesting, because 15 points is still a lot of shows to catch up.
True. Yeah.
Like, so that's the and he had an extra couple of regular titles.
Right.
On you.
And I don't know. I retired summer '95. Chris made some shows after that too.
Of 2015.
No, 15. Yeah.
Yeah.
Summer 15. I retired. So
I mean, a few, not very many.
Yeah, and you're probably right. I still think that you're probably going to be ahead of Tommy. Because like I said, you have the extra Player of the Year and an extra major, so that's 22.5 points.
Right.
And then Tommy has like 7 shows, so he gets like the major back, 7 wins, so he gets the major back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that one. I think that one could be close.
Right.
But yeah, we'll see. The one that's kind of interesting for me a little bit is Simo.
Right.
Because it feels like he's made a ton of shows, but it's like, how many is a ton in the current scheme, you know?
Yeah,
right.
I think he might end up being a little lower than we think he is.
Yeah.
Just because of the time frame.
And did he won Play of the Year or not?
No.
Yeah, he doesn't have a Player of the Year.
That he make many major shows.
15 years of this. So
yeah. I mean, he does have 5 majors, and he has got an absolute ton of major shows. So, yeah, I think that Bill is going to be 10 and Rash is going to be 9, and then it's going to be like basically open season after that. But we'll see. It'll be interesting to see. Like, hell, I've been wrong many times before.
Yeah.
It'll just be one more.
Yeah. We will see.
Do you still carry a sanding disc with you?
Sometimes I need to clean up my thumb hole. Yes.
I was about to say, Tommy, you can always peel one out of Tommy's back pocket. He's always got one hanging out the back pocket.
The only reason why I did it, what I did that one show was it's a World Bowling Tour show, and that was the year when I was leading. My points was probably as much as Ras and Belmos together, and World Bowling or whatever they called that time, IPF. Kevin Domberger decided to pick up the long pattern, and I told him, I think I should pick up because I'm leading. And no, I pick it up, and so I felt that pattern favors for higher rev rate. So I was trying to force them move deeper, and I can find a way to play a little bit more outside. And yeah, it was extreme, but I was pissed off then, and I felt like that was the best way for me to win, and it actually worked out. I remember I think Belmo missed the 10-pin because his ball hook right away when he plastic ball hit the lane, and he missed that. And I'm sure it get those heads too while we practice.
I remember we bowled just one last one. We bowled the plastic ball tournament on the one couch one,
right,
in Buffalo.
Right.
And Belmo didn't think about it, and he put grips in both his spare balls. And he's always done those massive holes, hasn't he, for his spare ball? Like he doesn't have any grip with it. And he did both of them. And we were bowling on a short pattern, and he was in practice, and he couldn't make the 10 pin to save his life. And PA turns to me and he goes, "Nah, bro, I'm not seeing it. Guy can't even make a 10 pin."
Yeah.
He's won basically every tournament since then. But sounds like you have to go, Christopher.
I do. I
Let's
do.
wrap it up.
Thanks, Mika, for joining us. Congratulations on your new contract.
Thank
And
you.
for those of you that need to get out of jail free card, since we are a very male dominated show, evilqueen.com. And, put Mika to work. Keep him employed.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you have to order a lot of stuff before I will get paid here. So
Oh, dear, that's funny.
Well, I appreciate the stories. It's nice walking down memory lane. And so good luck. And I guess we'll see you. If not before, we'll see you in the senior tour.
we will see probably before that. But yeah, you guys coming from Houston, you and Ryan?
Oh, yeah. We'll see. Well, Ryan doesn't get back until the Friday of practice. So
I'm trying to convince Chris to bowl with me because Ryan's going to have been in Asia for 4 weeks and he arrives nowhere near Houston on the Friday.
So, yeah, we'll see how that plays out. So,
yeah.
All right, guys, I appreciate it. Thanks again for joining the show and being the best fans in bowling. Between now and Thursday, please support the sponsors, support us. Storm, Rotograph, Night Global.
Next Tuesday.
Tuesday is what's today?
Thursday is Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah, we're not going to do a show on Thursday. Nope. You can go to IBF and check out the standings of the World Championships. It'll be going on for the next 2 weeks. And Storm, Rotograph, Narrow Global, Coolwick, Bowlers Mart, Firelight Bowling Center, Lightning Strikes, and Platinum Forward. Until next time, stay safe, stay healthy. God bless.
See you later, guys.
Thank you, guys.